What's going on there, YouTube? JJ here, aka Wolf's Card Den. So this is definitely a different type of video. Tomorrow I'm getting ready to send out a PSA submission. Made somewhat of a little background with the stuff that we have. This was our latest pickup here, the Mardio BGS9. I thought I was gonna crock it and send it to PSA, but probably just gonna leave it as is. We'll see what happens at shows with it, but back to the main point. So I have like 40 cards here. I don't want this video to be too long, but I'm not going to go over exactly, every spec of what's wrong with the card or whatnot, but, definitely going to try and just give a general census of what's up with the card, what I think it'll get, and, do a submission and see how close or how good am I. But get beyond from that, but a lot of it's going to be older stuff. There'll be some modern stuff, but I'll get into it. First one, these older stuff I got in an older collection. We're going to see how it does. This Pidgeot's, I don't think it had some scratches on the foiling. Back is really clean. There's like some whitening. There's some whitening over here. I think this thing will probably, I don't think it has a shot at 9. I would say maybe a strong 8, hopefully. Maybe a 7. Maybe be really harsh, but we'll see. So I'll say a 7 to an 8 on the Pidgeot. I'd like it for it to be an 8, but it'll probably be realistically a 7. Sending in 3 Vaporeon. These are all first edition. These are all pretty clean. I had to clean them up. Are pretty similar. They're all like really clean. Some of them, for the most part, they're not all exactly the same, but some of them have whitening, some have, but most of them I would say at least a strong 7, maybe an 8. They could get a 9, who knows? Hopefully one of these will get a 9. Probably like the mediocre of the cards we're sending in here. From Gym Heroes and Gym Challenge, I believe. Misty First Ed, Giovanni First Ed. These are both relatively clean. I think they have a tiny bit of whitening. So maybe we'll see these get an 8, maybe a 9. I don't know. A lot of the older stuff isn't going to be 10. So we'll say both of these maybe an 8. See how good our telling is with those. Next one's going to be a Blaine's Moltres first edition. This one wasn't as clean as some of the other stuff. Like the front is pretty clean. The back, it has a bit of whitening here and there. I'm hoping this can get a 9, but we'll see if it gets an 8. Some on the bottom right, some on the top left, but it's like very minuscule. Very small amount. It's really hard to see if it'll focus. Yeah. No, we'll see. Very, very small speck of white. 0 for 9 on this, maybe an 8. The next one is where I was talking about half. We're going to see if we can sequential a set on 10. Honestly, just bought a set online. And I said, all right, you know what? Let's see if, yeah. So we're going to see if we can sequential all 9 of the EV evolutions, the Unigavas minus the Pikachu. Charizard V-Star, I cracked it out of the sealed pack I had from the premium collection I opened up. Like front of it's good. I think centering's good on it. The back, like, it has one very small speck of whitening and one at the very top. It's hard to see. There's something like there, but I don't think that's on the card. Power of editing and everything is just, it's on the inside, but it's not attached to the card. So we'll see. Hopefully this gets a 10, but maybe a 9. I don't know. We'll see. Next one's a cool one. I forget if it's Gym Challenge or Gym Heroes. This one's pretty clean. We'll see if this gets a, it's probably going to be a 9 at best. There's some whitening here and there. It wasn't like any scratches or anything. The back of it's like really clean. We'll see what this gets. Hopefully a 9. Giovanni's Persian first edition. Next one's another cool one. Rocket Hitmonchan. It's got a little swirl up in the corner here, but this is our first edition. Front was really clean. Back had some whitening on it. So again, another story. It's not going to be a 10, maybe a 9. 8 at worst, but I don't know. We'll see. Next one, probably one rarely ever see. Blastoise EX from Fire Red Leaf Green. I was looking at this. It's a pretty cool card. Pretty clean. Front's pretty good. Back has a bit of whitening here and there, but not all that bad. And hopefully this will get like Ideally a 9, we'll see. I don't know. I highly doubt it. 10's like really shooting. I'm thinking maybe a 9 on this. Possibility of an 8, but let's hope a 9. And the last one for like the regular batch that we're setting normally is this Primal Groudon EX, the Mega. This is the, I forget which one it is, but it's out of Ancient Origins, I believe. Front was really clean. Back is really clean too. Doesn't have any whitening. Centering is really bad on it. It's a little bit top heavy, but you never know. I've seen cards get 10s that were miscut, so who knows? Maybe everything else it could be a 10. I'd be really sick. I think like $2,000 for a 10. Because Shadowless Charizard. This one is really clean. Front has a couple of scratches on it, but not that bad compared to some of the other cards that I have in here. The back has, I want to say, like very minimal, like very, very minimal whitening on it. So it's a really clean copy. Hopefully it comes back a 9. I'm thinking it's probably a solid 8, but I don't know. We'll see. A bit of whitening on the bottom, but we'll see where it goes. Hopefully a 9. 9 would be crazy on this card. 10 is probably out of the questions. 9 would be crazy. Turn this into like a poncho and a half. So we're going to hope for that. We'll see. Now we'll be on a speedy one. Next one's a Shadowless Alakazam. This one was another clean copy, just like the Charizard, but I think this one's cleaner. This probably has a stronger contender, a better contender at a 9. Back's really clean. I see like a few spots of white. Actually, maybe a bit more whitening than the Charizard, but this doesn't have any scratches on the foiling, I believe. I'll say a 9 on this, maybe an 8 at worst case, but I don't know. We'll see. Who knows? The next 3 are real bangers. These ones I've been wanting to save. These both, 2 of the cards have the swirls in it, but they're pretty cool. Dark Blastoise First Edition from Rocket. These next 3 are really clean. I got them off a guy. This has some whitening. It has some edges, but I don't know. Could be an 8 or a 9. We'll see what they come back as. Maybe a 9. 8 worst case, but I'm thinking it'd probably be an 8, but who knows? Maybe I'll shock myself. Maybe it'll be a 9. Next one, Dark Dragonite. This one doesn't have a swirl like some of the other darks do, but this one's pretty clean too. This one is kind of weirdly cut at the top, which is kind of strange. Can probably see it there, like slants down, but front was clean on this one. Back had some whitening, not as bad. Maybe this will be a 9. I'm hoping there's a chance it might be an 8, but I don't know. Hope for a 9. First of 2 Dark Charizards. There's a crazy swirl by its head there. Trying to get it in the light, but yeah, a lot of people have said this swirl right here is a crazy one. So this, hopefully this will come back a 9. Yeah, I wish these were cleaner, but you know, this has a bit of whitening here and there, but hopefully it's enough for it to get a 9. It'd be crazy. Hopefully. That's what I'm hoping for, a 9 on this one. 8 would be worst case, but who knows. Another Dark Charizard. This one I don't think is as clean as the last one because this one has a bit more whitening. This is probably be an 8. Whitening there. Whitening top left and right all along. So this one's probably an 8. This would get very lucky if this got a 9, but thinking this will probably be an 8 most likely. All right, next one was a card I just recently picked up. Looking forward to grading this one. So this one, this is going to be an interesting one because the silvering, I don't think it'll affect it. A lot of the Arrowhead. This has a decent amount of scratching on the foiling, so we'll see how bad that is. But front's pretty clean. Back has some whitening on it. Got a couple specks that you could see there and there. A little bit here along the edges. This I'm thinking like a 6. And I'm thinking on this with the scratches, the whitening, no creases. We're thinking 7 is probably what we're hoping. 7 is what we're hoping for. 6 is probably what this is going to be, and 5 would be the worst case. So there's 3 gauge. We'll have to see what this could get. 7 would be really good. 7's best case. 6 is what I expect, and 5 would be like really bad. I don't think it'd get as low as a 5, but who knows. Next one, just recent one I just picked up, this Umbreon GX. Centering, I think, is good on it. Back doesn't have any whitening on it at all. when I was looking through it. So I think this should be a 10. I'm going to start moving in contentions now of these cards that should be 10. So hopefully this comes back at 10. I think it can, but we'll see. Next one's Gardevoir and Sylveon GX. This I got off George Trump at the Gamers Expo back in December. We'll see what this does. This, I think centering was decent on it. It's a little top heavy, but not that bad. This doesn't have any whitening from what I can see, so maybe this will get a 10. We're hoping so. It's a really cool card. Another favorite, Alolan Raichu, Raichu and Alolan Raichu GX. We'll see if this can get a 10 or not. Centering is like all right. Is a tiny bit of what? There's a bit of a speck of whitening on the top right, but other than that, card is good. I'll see if this gets a 10. This would be really cool if this thing can get a 10. I think a 10. Might get a 9, but who knows? We'll see. Next one's a Glaceon. This, I have a bunch of these. We'll see what this one gets. This is probably the best one. This doesn't have any whitening. It is a little left to right heavy, I think. Top to bottom is fine, so we'll see. Hopefully a 10 on this. 10. Next one's Sylveon from the era of Sword and Shield. We'll see if this can get a 10. I think this one's a little top heavy. Actually, no. It's not that bad. Might be a little bit more top heavy, maybe 60-40, but we'll see. I don't know. No whitening on the back. We'll see. Maybe a 10 on this, what we hope for. The next era of stuff. This is the last of it here. This is the Umbreon Master Ball that we pulled from the single box of Terrestrial Festival. About trying to take it out. So we'll see if the Master Ball can get a 10 on it. And then the rest of the stuff back here. Leafeon. This is all from Terrestrial. We're going to see if we can sequential a 10 set. So over the last month and a half, I've been picking up these slowly. Leafeon, Flareon, Vaporeon, Glaceon, Jolteon, Espeon. We just picked this up yesterday. Sylveon, and then of course the Umbreon that we pulled on the channel. We'll see if this gets a 10, and the Eevee. So we're gonna see if all of these can sequential set a 10 and see how many of them. I'm not gonna look at every single one, but I mean, they're much been pulled, put in a sleeve right away. So we'll see how many of these can get a 10. So this pile here will be back the quickest. Hopefully this will be back within a month. We'll be sending it out tomorrow. Shadowless Charizard, this is going to be a big one. Shadowless Alakazam, the Darks, Blastoise, Venusaur, Dragonite, Torchic, Gold Star, that's a big one. Umbreon, 2 tag teams, Glaceon, Sylveon, Umbreon, the Master Ball, and then the Terrestrial Festival set. So got a huge fire lot going out. But a little bit better setup, not really the best one, but this video is definitely going to be definitely a bit shorter. It's almost 20 minutes. People want to see, but just get a general idea of what I think. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one, which will probably be the small show, but peace, YouTube.